A new statue suddenly appeared on Easter Island, and the sentence already betrays our need for the past to behave itself. We like ancient things to stay finished, catalogued, sealed behind glass, pinned to a decade like a butterfly to foam. The Moai, those vast profiles, belong, in our minds, to a time that is over. So when the headline says suddenly, we feel the jolt of a door we thought was locked swinging open. But stone and time have always been in conversation. What we call sudden is often just the moment when our attention finally arrives. Appeared is a trick of perspective. Maybe drought withdrew like a tide and revealed what was always sleeping just below the surface. Maybe living hands raised a new carving as a thread to ancestors, because history isn't a mausoleum but a family table that keeps adding chairs. What doesn't make sense is our surprise. We freeze cultures in our minds the way tourists freeze a smile, stiff, unblinking, and then act bewildered when the blink returns. The island is called Rapa Nui, and it never stopped speaking. We just listen intermittently, mostly when it's convenient for a headline. There's also this: the internet worships the instantaneous. Algorithms love overnight, mysterious, never before seen. But tides are not push notifications, and stone is not a press release. Erosion, subsidence, excavation, ritual, none of these move at a speed that flatters us. So we rename slow change as surprise to make ourselves feel central, as if the world springs into being when we look at it. The truth is plainer and stranger. The earth edits constantly. It buries and unburies its own sentences, and we mistake the revision for a plot twist. And consider the human maintenance of memory. Monuments endure not because they are indestructible, but because people keep choosing them, repairing, re-erecting, resituating what weather and conflict have scattered. The boundary between preservation and creation is porous. A new statue can be an old promise kept again. That liminal space bothers us, because it refuses the clean categories we use to domesticate the past. But cultures don't live in our categories. They live in work, in quarry dust, in rope burn, in the shared breath it takes to stand a thing up and say, it still matters. So yes, a new statue appeared. The part that doesn't make sense is our insistence that meaning must arrive only from behind us, never beside us. The living and the buried are neighbors. Time is not a museum corridor but a shoreline where waves use the same grammar to write and erase. If we let go of the hunger for neatly framed antiquity, the surprise dissolves. What remains is better: continuity, agency, and the humbling awareness that the world does not wait for us to notice before it becomes itself again.